Hello, hi, sweet lovely people. My name is Jess Marie and welcome to the Art Shack. Today I am spending a little bit of time just like touching up some of the little paintings and little dib-dabs I've been working on. These ones are kind of fun. They're how I see the world in a sense. One of my first experiences dabbling with psychedelics, I fell in love with the flower, the idea of the flower, and I saw this flower as a little gift of God and something that I'm able to, I saw it as an eye. It just views the world, and it was such a powerful thing to me to give flowers to other people because it was like a little scope, an eye of the world, if you will. And just like, yeah, these little dib-dabs. This one's also another little fun soul piece. And yeah, I just came in here to kind of dabble, touch up on them, and hopefully give back to my body today. Do some yoga today, do some time meditating, do some time reflecting and taking inventory, because I've had a really difficult time connecting with myself, taking care of myself, and that is so frustrating. To have gone to school for learning of the body, learning of physical activity, learning of community health and wellness, and I'm not doing these fundamental things in my life to take care of myself. That is so incredibly frustrating. There's a term for it, I can't remember what it is, but knowing something and not acting upon it, knowing the knowledge and not doing anything about it, there's some kind of blocker, something there that prevents one from acting in a way that is right, that is better, that is of good health for the body, or for whatever it may be. It could be something like drug use, where it's like, I know I shouldn't be doing this. It's not an addiction thing. That, well, in that case it is. But when it comes to, hey, I know I should be exercising at least 3 times a week, and I'm not doing that, or I should be doing some physical activity that isn't work related 3 times a week, and I'm not doing that, that is very frustrating for me. I also give myself a very hard time because I am physically active. I do yoga in the mornings and I do yoga at night. Before I go to work in the mornings, I do little dances most mornings. Sometimes it's a little bit hard because it's cold and it's dark and fine, whatever. But I try to listen to some music that gets me flowing and shaking around and doing that kind of stuff, and that feels great. That's awesome. And then at night I do my yoga, and I do just kind of little stretches. Sometimes I'll meditate on a prayer, or I'll read and kind of go about that. But I compare myself to who I was 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and it's like, ah. I was so strong, I was so committed to going to the gym, I was so passionate about my body and giving back to myself and being conscious of what I'm eating all the time and the amount of exercise that I get within a week. The people I surrounded myself with were such positive people, and not necessarily positive all the time, like happy-go-lucky all the time where it's almost overwhelming, but in the sense that they did so much good to my psyche. They were able to challenge me with questions and conversations and the flow of life. We were able to go out and exercise or do physical activity. We'd go on hikes and talk about all kinds of things, and it was so beautiful for the mind. And being in a community now where I don't have that is very frustrating. I don't know how to put myself out there. I don't know really how, other than work environment, and it's very difficult for me to make friends with people that I work with because I see their work ethic, and sometimes it's a little bit like, how do I tell you you're not very good at your job, or that you could be doing this better, or whatever. I take that personally, and it's very difficult to separate that, and like, I don't want to have a bunch of friends with people that I work with, because if there's anything that ever goes wrong, I don't want that. I like to keep my work life and my personal life separate, and it's just very difficult. And a lot of the jobs that I work at, there hasn't been time. It's very difficult when people are like, how are you doing? What's going on? And then it's like, you don't have time to talk about it. We're in a restaurant. You're talking to me between tables. We don't have time to talk about it. Or right now, working at a hotel, and it's like, you're talking to me in the elevator, ask me how I'm doing. Like, by the time I actually get to how I'm doing, the elevator door is closing and I'm going out to clean. It's just one of those things where it's very difficult, and I don't know how to make friends other than school or work. I'm not in these situations anymore where it's like, I'm also a very self-conscious person. I know I'm a strong, beautiful, smart individual, but I'm very self-conscious. I think, I overthink, I overanalyze, I stress myself out so much, and I don't know what to do with that. I don't know what to do with those emotions, where to put them. Where do I put this fear, it's not anxiety. I don't think it's anxiety. I've gotten cases of anxiety, and they've only happened momentarily in life, and they've come at a very crucial point. There's this thing with the body where there's a reason why we experience these emotions. They're fundamental to our survival, such as fear. Something like fear, it kicks in the fight or flight system, and it has this adrenaline. If we're constantly living in this fear environment, it's going to put a lot of stress on the body, and that's something that we gotta control, we gotta manage. And how do we do that? That's difficult. That's very difficult. It's easy to recognize, but then actually handling it, and then it's like, okay, well, I've recognized it, I've kind of plotted out some ways to handle it, and then go back 2 steps to living the same life over and over and over until it's like, oh yeah, I gotta recognize again that I'm living in this fear or living in this anxiety, whatever causes the stress onto the body. All right, how can I manage that? How can I change my thought patterns? What can I do more in my life? And I think for myself, I need to get back into exercise. I've been saying this for 2 years. Don't cry. I've been saying this for so long to myself, Jessica, like, if you start exercising, you're gonna feel so much better. You're gonna be able to cognitively process things. You're gonna be able to have a stronger connection with your body and be able to handle these emotions when they come up, and either exert them right then. If it's not the appropriate time, you're able to put them in a little bottle, keep the lid open because it's still there. You don't have to tighten it up and lock it away. Put it in a bottle, keep the lid off so you can still access it, you can still see it. Come back to it. It's not closed off. Come back to that emotion when it's an appropriate time. And I'm really having a difficult time being consistent with exercise. It was unreal when I started my fitness journey when I was in grade 11. It was just like this overnight thing. It was like that summer I started smoking weed, and I didn't know what to do with myself. I had so much energy, I had so much time, wasn't working, I was in the summertime, didn't have a job just because where I live, like, no bus system went out there, and my mom worked and so on, and my brother had got a bench press, and I would get high and I'd just want to work out, and I'd crank Eminem and listen and just feel my body. And it wasn't ever something, I never pushed myself too hard. I just wanted to feel my body move and be mechanically inclined, and just the strength and the feeling, the momentum. I loved that so much. And then in my grade 12 year, I had a really good friend who finally convinced me in December, come to the gym with me, let's go to the gym together. And we started working out, we started becoming strong together. And if I had never done that, if I had never taken that quest, I never would have gone to school for physical activity. I never would have gone to school for human kinetics, where we learned all about movement in the body and how to help people who are in this situation that I'm in now, who are at certain jobs that are not physically intense, but being on the feet all day and doing awkward motions. I learned all about this, and I'm having such a difficult a time applying it to my life. And it's so funny, like, I love being in both situations and laughing at myself. Right now I'm on the verge of tears, but that's an emotional thing. That's because I'm sad that I'm not giving back I'm sad because I'm not giving back to my body. And I'm frustrated at myself. I'm angry at myself. Jessica, what are you doing? How could you replace exercise with smoking? How did you do that? And it's so frustrating. And I'm trying to get back, and it takes half hour a day. That's not a lot. That's not a lot to ask from myself to give back to my body, something that I want to take care of, something that I want to be able to run with my children and be able to jump with them. I want to run with my kids, be able to climb trees, laugh unconditionally, teach them the importance of taking care of the self. Because when our environment, meaning our body, when all the cells are happy, when everything is fluid, there's no toxins building up, there's no fats building up, there's none of this stagnant energy. When that's cleared, when that's flown through, that blockage to get to one step to the other, it seems to just disappear. It seems to just disappear, and I believe in myself. I know I'm gonna get better. I'm only 22 years old, and I'm going to get better. I'm going to do more for my body. Maybe not today. I stick to my yoga, doing my little bit of yoga. That's my mind concentration for the day. But I would really like to, as I've been saying for 2 years, I want to start running again. I want to start lifting again. And I've gotten gym passes. I've done stuff like that, but it's just not the same. It's not the same. Oh, there's a little boy crying, and I don't know if y'all hear. I hope that picks up on camera, because that's the emotional release that I just feel like I need to scream. I need to clear whatever it is so I can actually feel my emotions. That, like, sometimes I'll record and I'm so monotone, I'm so bland, and it's because I'm not connected to myself right now. I'm very disattached from this body. They're two separate things right now, my spirit and my body. They're frustrated with one another, and my mind. I guess there's the mind, spirit, and body. I don't know if they're one and the same, but they're one and the same. It's like the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. They're the same, but they're different. And that's how I feel right now, this triangle of the mind, the body, and the spirit. The mind is the freaking blockage. The mind is like, nope, we're just gonna take the easy route and continue doing our normal thing. And then the body's like, hey, I need to move, I need to loosen up a little bit. And the spirit's like, I don't want to be in this environment because it's stressful and you're not providing this healthy home for me. Please do better. And the mind is like, all right, yeah, we need to do better, but today we're gonna do the same thing as we did yesterday. So I need to freaking break this pattern and do something better for myself. So I need to do better for myself. I need to give back, love myself, say my positive affirmations, say my gratitudes of the day, just genuinely love myself, genuinely smile, genuinely be myself. And it'll get better every day. Every day it'll be a little bit better and a little bit stronger than before. So for everybody who watched this video and made it till the end, thank you so much. To my 3 subscribers, thank you so much for subscribing. I know one of you is Rob, so thank you, Rob. And I love you, honeybee. And I love all of you who chose to listen to me for this however many minute long video it is. Thank you so much. and know that you have the power to change, you have the power to do better, and it might not happen tomorrow or a week from now, but keep telling yourself, keep believing in yourself, continue to pray or start praying. That's a big change in my life, is praying and asking for peace or some clarity in the world. And I promise it'll get better. You will never go through something that you cannot handle. Believe that that is the truth. I love you so much. Have a wonderful day. Bye.